Welcome back to the Parkers Podcast. This is Season 2, Episode 1. We're broadcasting from the Lab Podcast Studio. I'm Rose, and this is Francel.
What's up, everybody? We're not broadcasting. We're recording.
We do this every time.
I don't know why you want to keep changing these terminology. And it's like, babe, we're not live. We're not broadcasting. And that's such a 1980s term, too. Like...
Should we cut it and restart since we're recording?
No.
Okay.
No,
then get over it.
They need to see this.
Then get over it.
Ah.
So anyways, I want to bring up before, I know we had already talked about what we were going to talk about, but
oh gosh,
check out our new hats. Has anyone seen at our office, we have a like a merch table. And so anyone that's looking for Cooling Dynamics merch, we call it our swag gear. And so we have a swag gear table set up.
Let's see if I can. I don't know if that works.
But we just got these yesterday, and we just love these hats.
Always trying to upgrade, always trying to improve and do better.
Mm-hmm. So thanks to All Things Sublimation. They're the ones that...
Sublimation?
Yeah, sublimation. Whatever.
Yeah. Sublimination is different than sublimation.
I know. Sublimation. Whatever. So, yeah. Awesome. I love them. But anyways, we had... talked about what we were going to talk about for this prior to coming in here today.
Well, it kind of stems from this week that we just had with our nieces. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because, like, you look at where you're at now and, like, how did we get to this point? And then you start going backwards. And you're like, man, like, at one point in our marriage, every single one of our siblings, except for the new sibling that was just found or located or brought back into the fold, I guess, has lived with us. And then you start thinking like, well, shoot, now it's not them staying with us anymore. We got the kiddos.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. I can't complain. I love having I love, she's not really a granddaughter, but it's
about to be your daughter.
No, okay, we're talking about two different people then. I was talking about Nova.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Haley.
No. We have...
Hey, they're both just your niece.
Yes, I know.
They're both nieces, but it is cool to have the baby. Mm-hmm. So, like, where we're at right now, we are in the process of adopting our niece. Mm-hmm. We currently have your mother-in-law living with us.
No, my mother.
My mother-in-law. My mother-in-law, your mom, staying with us. And now your youngest brother and his daughter on top of Seth. It was supposed to just be Seth, who is 17, about to be 18, on his way out, so that we could do whatever we wanted to do in the house. I've been waiting for that for a long time, and I don't think it's ever going to happen.
No, probably not. He's been telling our boys since they were little, once you guys turn 18, you have until Seth turns 18, because then I'm walking around the house naked. You all can either live with it or get the heck out of here, because you're going to see it.
Facts. It's a little different now that the mother-in-law is in the house.
True story. Which actually, I have to stop. I have to tell you what happened last night.
I
swear, this is why this podcast actually makes so much sense, because in some point in time, we're going to have to watch this again, because there's all these stories, all these things that have happened.
Crap happens, and it's freaking hilarious.
So my mom has seizures. She had a brain injury when she was a kid. Progressively over the course of her life, it's gotten a little worse. And so she had a seizure apparently last night around 3-something in the morning. Got up from bed and was very disoriented.
She got lost in the house. And our house isn't that big.
No. And so she went to the bathroom, I'm assuming. I guess I didn't watch the cameras, so I guess I could go back and look and see what actually happened after she got up. But I think we might need to put a lock on the front door now, because I don't know. So anyways, she got up, I think went to the bathroom, and when she was making her way back to her bed, she made her way into my bed. And we sleep naked. And so that's just what it is. And when she came into my room, we're knocked out because we work every day. So we were really knocked out. And she came in and lifted up the blanket. And to be honest, initially I thought it was Francel. But she got in beside me and she literally was getting into the bed and pushing me over in the bed. And I'm like, as I wake up, I look up, I'm like, what are you doing? And then I realize, oh my God, I'm naked too. Get out of the bed. Like, what are you doing? So I get her out of the bed. I didn't realize that she was still disoriented when all this was happening.
Now,
I
hold
told
on,
her,
hold on. I wake up and my mother-in-law is extremely pale and she's like 5'5". And all I could think of was the ring. And I'm like, oh, what the heck? And then I hear Rose talking to her. And I'm like, I'm kind of just froze. Like, because I'm freaked out. And all I can say is, babe, it was the grace of God that she was on your side of the bed and not my side of the bed. Cause
well, in his defense, she wouldn't have made it into the bed. As soon as she moved the blanket on his side, he probably would have punched her because I've taken a punch to the face before.
Hey, listen. I grew up with two younger brothers who always had it out for me. And so, like, when I slept, I'm a hard sleeper until something moves, and then it's just a natural pow! And I did not know it was Rose. And immediately after I made contact, I embraced her, and I apologized, because she is the love of my life, and violence is not the answer, and even when you're asleep.
You just felt bad because you gave me a black eye.
I didn't feel bad about the black eye. The fact that you had to experience 40% of my power is why I felt bad, because it's like, dang.
Whatever. Anyways, that whole thing, I just leaned in for a kiss while he was sleeping and caught him off guard. Apparently my hair touched him and scared him a little, and he's definitely in the flight or fight. So yeah, I took a punch to the eye, and so I don't ever do that anymore.
Yeah, no.
But anyways, back on topic to what happened with my mom. So after I tell her to go back to her room, she starts walking out of my room, but she keeps trying to take my pillow. And I have a pillow because my back hurts at night. I have a pillow I leave under my legs. So she's like trying to snatch this pillow. I'm like literally fighting her for my pillow. And I'm like, Mom, no, go back to your room. And at this point, I'm still tired.
At some point, she leaves and she's like, but there's a car in the way.
Yes.
And I'm like,
yes. So when she walked out of our room,
now I'm thinking I'm tripping, and I'm like, maybe I'm sleeping. This is a dream because there's a car in the hallway.
I think what happened was, I think she was trying to say carpet. And because our room has carpet, and then going in, remember all the floors are ripped up.
Hey man, listen, I can't analyze.
I know. So I was thinking that she was saying that there was an issue with the carpet where she couldn't shut our door. And so she was trying to walk out. And at this point, I'm realizing when she said there's a car in the way, I realized she is still disoriented. And I didn't even put two and two that she probably had a seizure. All this stuff happened. And so I get up and I'm trying to help her get back into her room. I'm, get wrapped up in a robe. And by the time I get out to the living space, she's at the front door, knocking on the front door and trying to get out the front door of the house. And I'm like, what in the world is happening? And so finally I get her into her room. She gets in there and she decides she wants to make the bed. So she's pulling the sheets tight and folding the comforter back just right. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, Mom, go to bed. And she just didn't get it. Finally, I got her in the bed. And then I had to stay up and make sure she stayed in the bed because I didn't put two and two together until later in the evening or night. This is
morning?
Like 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. So crazy night.
All I know is once I heard there's a car in the way, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm out. It's like, you on your own, man. Like, I can't.
I know you're never any help at night.
No, listen. If it had been 6 o'clock in the morning, you would have never known. I would have had the whole thing situated.
No, I would have known. She climbed in the bed next to me.
No, she never would have made it into the bed. I'm up at 5. She never would have made it into the bed.
Yeah, true.
So it's like, yo, the whole crash. Nothing happens on my watch. It always happens on yours.
Mm-hmm. And then I think you slightly don't believe me when I'm telling you what's happening. But at least you woke up enough to hear and see what happened.
Yeah. What's really funny is, remember, there would be times where Princess, our old dog, she would get sick in the middle of the night. And I'm knocked out. And Rose, she can't sleep through smell, which is weird because most people can't smell while they're sleeping. And she was like, wake up. I'm like, wake up. The dog done crapped. I'm like, hey, go back to sleep. And I knock right back out. No, you're getting up and you're cleaning this right now because I can't sleep. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Yo, that bull crap can wait till morning. No, I can't sleep.
I don't know. I just wake up easily.
But you don't sleep either. Well, you sleep all the time, but you don't sleep. It's weird. But anyways, so that happened last night. But getting back to the main thing, we were talking about our siblings.
Yeah, our siblings and all that. So right now,
we have
one of my siblings is going through a hard time, and so we have my niece Haley, and we're working on adopting her. And so this past 10 days or so, it was really 9, we flew her sisters down from Ohio in order to let them have time together
for Haley's birthday.
And
whoo, buddy.
It was an adventure for sure.
It was a lot. What do you mean an adventure? An adventure is like, oh man, yes, there's excitement. This was just like, hey man, I'm ready. Y'all can go home today. Like, I'm glad we seen you. You came, you said hello. Here's your flight home.
Mm-hmm.
The house was cram-packed because now it's all of the people that live with us plus 2 extra.
Mm-hmm. It was awesome though. It was fun. The girls, they needed to have their time with their sister.
I'm glad it was awesome for you.
Well, I'm not as much of a kid person as you are, so.
I love being around kids that are appreciative and that are good and that, want to interact. It's hard for me to be around kids who don't want to interact and don't want to listen and be appreciative. I struggle with that.
Yeah, well.
So for me, I'm just like, I love you, but it's time for you to go home now.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
Yeah.
We still had fun. We took them to SeaWorld.
SeaWorld is different in Florida than it is in Ohio because, in Ohio, SeaWorld didn't have no roller coasters. We
didn't have SeaWorld in Ohio.
Yes, we did. They closed it down. Yes, when we were kids, Shamu legit was at SeaWorld in Ohio.
I'm pretty sure you're thinking of Geauga Lake.
Geauga Lake is an amusement park. Listen.
SeaWorld is an amusement park also.
No, SeaWorld is a glorified marine aquarium zoo type scenario, which we had in Ohio. I'm telling you, Google it on your phone. I know these things.
Okay, I don't care about that.
I know these things. Anyways, SeaWorld in Florida has legit roller coasters. And some of these roller coasters are better than the roller coasters at Busch Gardens. Because I was legit impressed with, they got this surfboard ride and you literally are standing up on this surfboard and it has a hydraulic seat that goes up and down. And you feel the G's, and I'm a strong dude. And I'm like, yo, you're not going to make me sit down. So I'm fighting the G's to stay standing up. I'm like, I was like, what the heck? And the funny thing is, Seth is just like me. He was like, Dad, were you fighting that too? I was like, yeah, man. He was like, yo, I almost sat down. I was like, I didn't sit down. He was like, me neither.
Oh, gosh.
Because we're thoroughbreds.
Oh, I can't even go down that road
just
again.
Just saying. Every aspect of life. Because we're thoroughbreds.
I don't know, but SeaWorld was actually a lot of fun, and we only got to see one show, and I'm glad that we got to see it. The kids were fighting me. They did not want to go see any shows. They wanted to just keep going on all the rides, but there was one show that we had seen before, and I knew it was hilarious, and so we made them sit down and watch it, and they're glad. They were laughing.
Yeah, the sea lions and the otter show. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, and then I've realized that SeaWorld, you have to spend 3 days in order to see everything there.
Yeah, we didn't even get to ride all the rides.
No, you're right. We were short 2 rides, and then we didn't get to see any shows other than one. Yeah. Plus, we didn't get to go around to any of the exhibits that have all the animals and stuff. So I was kind of sad.
I wasn't. I thought it was cool. I think it's cool that if you have a child that's not 54 inches, that you could put them in tennis shoes and put a whole bunch of shoe inserts, and now they are 54 inches and they can ride everything.
I only put one set of inserts. I was adamant that she was going to get on those rides.
You remember that movie? What was that movie? Oh, gosh. Cannot remember the name of the movie, but it was about a little boy who was just a menace. It wasn't Dennis the Menace either. but he was a very mischievous little boy, and his dad was getting remarried to this woman. He didn't like her, and he did all kinds of jacked up things. There was this little girl that wanted to ride this spinny ride, and she had platform shoes on so that she would be taught. That's all I could think about every time Haley rode anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, they thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you put inserts in her shoes? Like, yeah, we got to do what we got to do to get her on these rides.
Hey, that's the only way we're all going to ride together.
Mm-hmm. But she had a blast. She was scared every time we got on any of the rides. I remember at the surfboard ride, she was literally crying. She's like, I don't want to do it. And then when we get off the ride, she was like, that was so much fun. So we had to fight her to get on them, and then she really enjoyed herself when she did.
See, my favorite thing is the rides, but then my second favorite thing is the food. The food was actually really good at SeaWorld.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. We went to this one place. I forget what it's called.
It's a new restaurant. It just opened
Dude,
recently.
they had skirt steaks, black beans and rice, and fried plantains. I'm like, yo, this is legit. This is good. The barbecue wasn't bad when we went to the barbecue place.
It was just full. There was a lot of people there.
They give you it was a half a chicken.
Half a chicken.
A half a chicken. And I'm glad we got the all-day dining because, the all-day dining thing saved us hundreds of dollars.
Oh, I know. I can't remember what I paid for the all-day dining, but the just the barbecue meal was like $200 and some.
Almost like $240 something.
Yeah, that it would have cost us. So I couldn't imagine eating all our meals there.
Right.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I'm glad we went. I would like to go again, but
yep, I'm glad that
maybe in the winter
the girls got to experience that. Mm-hmm. But going back to everyone in the house. The birthday party was really cool because, it was her first birthday. And thank you to everyone that came to the birthday party. It was awesome. It meant a lot to her. She was very appreciative. It meant a lot to us. Mm-hmm. But it's at what point do you sacrifice how you feel and what you want to do what is right and you know that you should do for family? You know what I mean? It's over the years, my sister-in-law has stayed with us 14 times?
13. It was 13.
13. I think it's more than that.
It's not. It's 13.
13 times she has physically lived with us. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yo, at the end, the last couple times, the only reason why is because, I know she's in her foolishness, but I can't have them babies sleeping in the car. Over and over again, we do what we have to do for family because, if you can't help family, then how can you stretch your mouth or your hand to help somebody else that's not actually connected to you? Mm-hmm. So it's hard, it's not easy, and it's a struggle, but at the same time, you're making awesome memories and you're setting an example for the younger ones that are watching that, family does stick together, family is important, and we have to do our best to take care of family. Yep. And the biggest thing that I've gotten from it is, Haley's in church, your mom's in church, Josh is in church, Nova's in church. Because if you stay at our house, anyone that has ever stayed with us knows, it's not an option. You got to go to church on Sunday. Yeah. You have to. And if this is how our whole family gets saved, then so be it. I don't care. At least they're coming to Christ and they're going to receive the word because they stayed with us. And if that's how the family ministry has to be, then so be it. Because ultimately, that's what it boils down to is eternity.
Yep.
That was the end of what I had to say. So you just not gonna say nothing? Yup is all you got?
Well, I couldn't elaborate on anything because
you don't need to elaborate.
You outlined it all.
You could just say something different, not just. Why do that? Dang, man! You kill me with that awkward silence, and it's you're wanting more from me when I just said, "Yeah," and that's it. Mm-hmm. I ended it.
I can tell.
Gosh, stop. So this is new for us because we're not daughter people.
No, we've been a boy family.
I have a daughter, but it was different because she was very.
She was athletic, so she fit right in, and
yeah, she did a lot of boy things. Not saying that.
What do you mean? Athletic stuff is not just boy.
Okay. she was adventurous to do the things that the boys did.
Yes.
That's
where
what I'm saying.
Haley is more
Barbies. And I'm like, pink, purple. Well, she doesn't like pink, but she likes purple. But I'm just like...
She's very particular, and she's very girly.
Very girly. Now, on the other hand, I will say this publicly. I appreciate the snuggles. Like, snuggles are where it's at, man. I don't care. Like, Seth gives me a hug, which is cool. But, man, that little bit grabbing me, and we just watch movies and just, man, that's where it's at.
Yeah, you can have all that.
Oh, man, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
She can ask me anything if she gives me snuggles.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's your little princess. I know, and that's okay. You guys can have that because I don't do all that.
Yeah, we know.
But I think she's having fun. She, especially after her birthday, she came up like right near the end of her birthday and said, "Thank you so much for my birthday party." And I mean, you can tell she was really appreciative of it and stuff. I would assume the SeaWorld and everything else that we did this week, took her to the aquatic center and I forget where all we went, parks, water, splash pads, like all over the place. What was your favorite part of having them?
I don't know, just seeing them interact together. You know, there was a long period of time where they hadn't seen each other or been around each other. Mm-hmm. It was just good for them to be together for that period of time. That's what meant a lot to me.
Yeah, and even going to the 4th of July Freedom Festival, that was fun.
Yeah.
It was hot as crap, though.
Yep. And you took them to the bounce houses, and I just sat down in the stadium because it was too hot outside.
I think, that, of course, that day we had a heat wave that came through, so it was like 108 degrees or something ridiculous, and the kids didn't even want to do the bounce house anymore because it was too hot. Mm-hmm. So we just got them all the icy things and waited for the fireworks.
Yeah. Fireworks were really cool at the Cool Today. No, that's not Cool Today.
It was at the Cool Today Park.
Oh, yeah, Cool Today Park.
All right, well, I guess that's it for this week. I'm Rose, and this is Francel with the Parkers Podcast. Catch you next week.
Peace.